Hey guys, welcome back to Check Your Leader TV, and today we're going to be continuing on with our 1815 What If campaign that's currently being played in conjunction with Steve over at Basement 1908. We're now up to the Battle of Mont, and that's the battle I'm fighting between French forces under the command of Marshal Davout and Prussian and Allied forces under the command of Marshal Blücher, or Blücher, depending on how you pronounce it. As this battle is being fought, there'll be another battle being fought at a position north of Hal, Pierre Saint-Loup, I think it's called. I'd have to check. But it's between Hal and Brussels, and that battle will be commencing not long after this battle commences. So they're both happening on the 20th of June. And so again, we have these simultaneous battles being fought in two locations. The tactical or strategic update, I produced a video pertaining to that a few days ago, and I would recommend you have a look at that if you want to have a better understanding of the operational situation involving both the armies here at Mont Saint-Jean and the battle over north of Hal. So with that said, let's dive straight in. I'm going to talk briefly. This is just a preliminary video about the battle. I'll talk briefly about the orders of battle, dispositions, and opposing battle plans. So let's get into it. So now what I have here in my hands now is the order of battle for the French army. That's the quick reference sheet I use for working casualties out. And the order of battle for the Prussian army. So we'll go through the French one first. And this is the 6th Army Corps, Army of the Interior, Marshal Davout commanding. He's classed as a superior commander. And the first division under his command is the 12th Infantry Division, and it consists of these troops here. The divisional cavalry under Colonel Baron Marbeau is at Waterloo. So that cavalry brigade is positioned further north because Davout is concerned that he might be attacked from the rear, and so he's placed the cavalry, the 6th Hussars and the 7th Hussars and the 6th Chasseurs de Cheval. He's placed them at Waterloo as his screen to the rear. There's 2 roads that come down from Brussels, one through Waterloo, another one further to the west. And these cavalry regiments will be covering that so that he cannot just be surprised. He'll get at least 4 turns of warning that troops are about to arrive. And he can decide if he wants to disengage or go for broke. And at Neville's, from the 13th Infantry Division, that 1st Brigade, consisting of Colonel Gorgon's brigade, predominantly of recruits, they are located at Neville. So what he has is, what Davout has at his disposal is the 12th Infantry Division minus the divisional cavalry, the 13th Division minus the 1st Brigade, and then he has the Young Guard. Now, the 12th Artillery 1st Company, originally it was broken up as regimental artillery for the recruit battalion, but it is now here today and is supporting a different brigade. So that's the French troops. I'll go through their deployment with a little bit more detail momentarily. Okay, so this is the battlefield of Mont Saint-Jean. I got in trouble recently because I said Mont Saint-Jean or Mont Saint-Jean. It's apparently that's unacceptable. It's Mont Saint-Jean. And here we have the French right flank. It's the the enclosure at Mont, and there's a wood to the front, and then behind that we have the ridge line of Mont Saint-Jean, and then we have La Haye-Sainte, and then the road that goes from Quatre Bras up through towards Brussels. Right, so let's have a look at how the French have deployed. So what would have happened is on the 19th of June, mid-afternoon, Davout's forces would have arrived here. He's left a brigade of recruits to hold Neuville, and he's arrived here with the remainder of his forces. At the same time, approximately about the same time, Davout would have been, Marshal Blücher would have been arriving here. And down the ways, the road, there is a little inn called La Belle Alliance. Blücher has set up his headquarters there, and just behind La Belle Alliance, the Prussian army has bivouacked, so to the south of La Belle Alliance. So Davout, on the afternoon of the 19th, started to deploy his troops into position. Blücher, for his part, has sat back and watched the French deployment, and it's now the morning of the 20th. The French are getting out of their bivouacs and getting ready for battle. Blücher has ridden forward onto this little piece of high ground here. There's a ridge here. You see it just before this track. So there's a ridge here, and then there's a ridge that goes all the way along here as well. And then it goes down into the valley and then back up onto the high ground. So Marshal Blücher has arrived. He's on this high ground and he's having a look forward. And this is what he sees. He sees the division of Young Guard, which consists of 2 brigades, one of Tréliers of the Guard, consisting of 1 battalion in the vicinity of Hougoumont, garrisoning it, and then 2 battalions to the rear supporting. Then there's the brigade of Voltigeurs of the Guard, which is 2 Voltigeurs and 1 flankers of the Guard, and then their divisional artillery, which is a 12-pounder battery of old Guard gunners. And then there's a brigade skirmish line of 5 bases from the Tréliers of the Guard and 5 bases from the Voltigeurs of the Guard. And so that division, that small division, is deployed here. Their divisional cavalry is off table somewhere. Moving along, we then have another French brigade. This is 2 light infantry battalions and a line infantry battalion, and their brigade skirmish line is forward off the ridge. Next brigade along, and they do have a 6-pounder battery attached. They were originally with the recruits brigade at Neuville, but they've been taken from them and allocated to this brigade here. Next brigade along, we have 3 battalions of line infantry. They have an attached 12-pounder battery and a brigade skirmish line, 4 bases. Next is the Swiss brigade, 3 battalions plus their brigade skirmish line. Then we come to La Haye-Sainte. We have a light infantry brigade. They're pretty good quality troops. 1 battalion is garrisoning La Haye-Sainte, 1 to the rear in support of it, 1 in line on the high ground, and then 5 bases of their brigade skirmish line to their right of La Haye-Sainte. Then to the left of La Haye-Sainte, to the French left of La Haye-Sainte, our right as we look at it, the brigade skirmish line from this brigade, which consists predominantly, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the 51st Regiment, 3 battalions with a 6-pounder battery. Actually, they're 8-pounder guns. And that's what the French have got deployed. They have 2 brigades of cavalry off table, and also the Young Guard Cavalry Brigade is also off table. And they have, with those 3 brigades of cavalry, 2 batteries of horse artillery, 1 being a Guard horse artillery battery. Let's have a closer look now at the French deployments. Like I said, Young Guard, Tréliers of the Guard in here. 1st and 2nd Battalion. The 3rd Battalion, they're classed as Grenadiers. The 1st and 2nd Battalions are classed as Veterans. The Voltigeurs of the Guards, the first 2 battalions of the Voltigeurs of the Guards, here and here, they're classed as Veterans. And the Flankers of the Guard are classed as Grenadiers. And obviously a 12-pounder battery, they're elite. They're old guard gunners. Now, I did make a little mistake with the deployment, and I fixed it up with when I had initially put them out. The 12-pounder battery actually belongs to this brigade here, not the 6-pounders. So the 12th company, the 12th Regiment Artillery, the heavy company, they're here with their 12-pounders as well. Their battalion, this brigade here is under Colonel Tripp. And it consists of the 2nd Battalion, the 1st Battalion of the 2nd Light Infantry. 2nd Line Infantry. I'll get it right in a minute. 2nd Line Infantry, 1st Battalion, and then the 1st Battalion and 2nd Battalion of the 9th Light Infantry, and these guys are all classed as line. Moving across now, what we have here is the 1st Battalion of the 28th, the 1st Battalion of the 55th, and the 2nd Battalion the 3rd Battalion of the 2nd Line. And so these guys here all classed as line, and they have an attached line quality 6-pounder battery, and there's their brigade skirmish line. The Swiss here, they are all classed as Grenadier battalions, and there's their line. They're all standard size until we get to this point here. Now, the 1st Battalion of the 1st Light, they are veterans, but they're a small battalion. So they're, because they suffered very heavily at the Battle of Nivelle. The 2nd Battalion in the BUA, they're veterans. These guys, like I said, veterans. And these guys here, the 3rd Battalion, they are line quality. And then finally, like I said, the 51st Regiment, which makes up the 1st Brigade of the 12th Infantry Division, they're all classed as line. They have an 8-pounder battery with them. They're all standard size, and there's their brigade skirmish line. So that's the French deployment. Like I said, the cavalry that's off table, I've explained where the 7th Hussars and 6th Chasseurs are. But the cavalry from the 13th Division, under Colonel Planzenau, he is bold. He has a veteran 2nd Dragoon Regiment, and he has the 7th Dragoons as well. The 7th Dragoon are classed as line and battle cavalry. The 2nd Dragoons are classed as veterans and battle cavalry. The 7th Dragoons might be small. I'll have to check on that. They only have 288 men. That might mean that they are classed as a small cavalry regiment. And then they have the 7th Horse Artillery attached to them. They're a veteran horse artillery battery. And as for the Guard, the 1st Eclairs and the 2nd Eclair are both off table at the moment. Their commander, they're led by a bold brigade commander. The 1st Eclair are veteran. The 2nd Eclair are grenadier quality. And the horse artillery class is veteran as well. So that's the French. That they're deployed. They're ready for action, and the Prussians will now, as dawn breaks and the troops appear on this 20th of June, and the Prussians will soon enter the fray together with their Dutch, Belgian, Nassau allies. I should add, before I go forward, the Dragoons, that Dragoon Cavalry Brigade was initially part of the 13th Infantry Division. But when the cavalry from the 1st Division, the cavalry brigade from the 1st Division, the Hussars and Chasseurs of Cheval, were detached and sent to secure the rear in the vicinity of Waterloo, the Dragoons have been transferred from command of the 13th to the 12th. So the Dragoons are now under command of the 12th Division. So they'll belong to the division on the left flank. And that could be, well, it is important because that cavalry obviously will be supporting the division on the left, the French left, as opposed to the division in the center. Okay, so let's have a look at the Prussians now. So here we have the Prussian deployment as it stands at the beginning of the battle. We have the Prussian Guards Division, Guards Brigade, I should say, which consists of these 3 infantry battalions. The Guards Cavalry Brigade is currently off table. Then we have the 1st Infantry Division, 1st and 2nd Brigades, respectively, 1st, 2nd, and their artillery battery is on this high ground here. 2nd Infantry Division, their battery co-located with 1st Division's battery, and their 1st and 2nd Infantry Brigades. Both of the Infantry Brigades cavalry are being held off table, and also the Prince William of Orange's entire division is currently being held in reserve by Blucher. I'm thinking of using some CNC traits for this game. For Davout, also known as the Iron Marshal, I'm thinking of giving him 1 free discipline reroll for the game. And for Marshal Blucher, also known as good old Marshal Forwards, I'm thinking of giving him a free glory tasking as long as it is used specifically by Blucher. Now there's a risk attached to that, obviously. That would entail Blucher attaching to a battalion, cavalry regiment, brigade, whatever, to use that glory tasking. Same for Davout. If he wishes to use his Iron Marshal's trait, he will actually have to ride the line, for want of a better word, and attach himself to a brigade that is going to use that free discipline test reroll. It's a discipline test reroll, not a sauve-qui-paix or faltering brigade reroll. I think that would be a bit too powerful. So old Marshal Forwards here, looking out across the battlefield, he's decided he's going to go for an attack in the center with a preliminary assault on his right, the French left. So basically what he's decided he's going to do is he's going to attempt to capture La Haye-Sainte, and once he's done that, then launch an assault towards the center, and then break the French line there. That's the Prussian plan, and obviously Marshal Davout is going to do everything he can to prevent that from happening. So here you can see basically a top-down view of the battlefield. At the top of the screen is the French positions at Mont Saint-Jean. We see at the far left there Mont, the ridge line, the skirmish lines out the front. And then on the right-hand side of your screen there, that is now moving towards the center of your screen. That is La Haye-Sainte. Okay, and then if we look back here, we see the Prussian divisions, brigades, battalions forming up. Obviously, this is on the far right there, the Prussian Guard division. Then we have, it's a very small division. Basically, it's an infantry brigade and a cavalry brigade, but the cavalry brigade obviously is not yet on the table. Then we have the 1st Infantry Division, their artillery, then the 2nd Division's artillery, and then the 2nd Infantry Division. And obviously all their cavalry is off table. And they're shaped predominantly, like I said, the attack will commence. For the Prussians, will attack here. They'll start with an attack on La Haye-Sainte in all probability, before attempting to rupture the center. They'll probably avoid getting in too tangled up with the French right flank, because that's where they're strongest. Okay, so we'll wrap up this video here. Like I said, this was purely the preliminaries leading up into the Battle of Mont Saint-Jean. I did mention before that there was another battle. I think I said Pierre Saint-Lô. It's the Battle of Lo Saint-Pierre. That's the battle that Steve's playing, and I know he's uploaded part 1 of that battle on his channel. So if you want, zip across the Basement 1908, and you can see the first part of that battle taking place there. Other than that, I'll wrap this one up, and then join us shortly for part 1 of the Battle of Mont Saint-Jean. Oh, I said it again. The Battle of Mont Saint-Jean. Okay, see you soon.